All right, so we are next year, so from 1966 to 1967, again Spassky with Petrosian.
Yeah, that time it seems it was the Soviet final. I mean, they played the final the Soviet final championship.
Yes.
And it was a very nice tactical example again, you know. This time Spassky won a very beautiful game, you'll see. So, French defense. Okay, knight c3, knight f6, bishop g5. Now he takes there. Well, the normal line is bishop b4 or bishop e7. Much more complicated. Okay, taking in e4 is normal. It's okay. It's possible. No. Knight e7. Takes with check, takes with the knight, knight f3, and c5. Well, wants to equalize immediately. It's normal. It's a normal move, c5. Okay, bishop b5 check, bishop d7, takes with check, takes, bishop takes, everything theory until now. Is a little bit, slightly better for white. Not much, but always a little bit better for white. Because of the structure, you know, the pawn structure is better for white, and therefore white is considered to be a little bit better. But of course, the game is complicated. It's not so easy, you know, for both, you know. So you have to choose the plan. So he took in d4. Now, of course, if he takes with the queen, is even, you know. But he took with the knight, of course.
If he takes with the queen and they
trade queens, it's very difficult. After a6 castle or rook d8 or something, even game.
Even game.
All right, so he took with the knight. Well, he took with the knight, bishop c5. Again, normal.
But here wasn't better to move to
castle, of course. He could castle or rook d8, of course.
No, or this one, like
no, e5 is not good because he again you have a weakness on f5 later on. You know, now he comes back with the knight in e2, for instance, or even in f3 is okay.
Okay.
And now if you take the queen, he takes back. And afterwards, he has an idea to play knight h4, knight f5. If he puts the knight in f5, it's very bad for black, you know, because he's very strong knight against a bad bishop, you see. White on the white squares, and with such a knight in f5 is terrible for black, you know. So it was a mistake, e5, of course. Now he has to be quiet, has to be patient and quiet with black, you know. Again, black has to try to equalize, you know. It's not better. He has to try to equalize. Okay, bishop c5 is okay. Queen f3 is okay, the good move. Now, if he took with the bishop in d4, after castle, white is still a little bit better, you know.
And now after castle?
Yeah, after castle, because he takes back with the rook in d4, and a little bit better for white. Not something decisive, but pleasant. White is bright.
So if he
takes, he takes back. Even with the queen, if he takes back, is a little bit better. He could take also, you have to move the queen and has time to double, you know, and a little bit better for white, you know. Again, the structure is better, and the king still in the center, you know, the king in e8.
So he
that makes the small difference. Okay, he castle. Well, he castle also. And, all right, starting from here, we'll see what happens. In one moment, probably Petrosian thought that he has no problems at all, and he wanted a little bit too much. You know, we'll see. So until now is all right. Normal position for black, you see. Knight b3, bishop b6. Now he has the diagonal. He doesn't want to give you the possibility to come back with the knight, you know, in c5 or in d4 or something. Bishop b6 is okay. Good. g4. I mean, g4 is a very instructive move. He wants to have an initiative on the other side, but he has nothing on the other side. But he this move g4 is against the idea, the normal idea was f6, f5. If black can arrive to play f5 in good conditions, is excellent for black. No problem at all, you know. So g4 is against f5. Good. But even here, after rook takes, probably he could still play in one moment f5, even here. f5 takes, and then queen g5 check, and he takes back the pawn. The pawns are not so good. I mean, the structure is not so good, but it's nothing decisive for white, you know. It's tactical play, you know. And this time the bishop from b6 plays is okay. The bishop is good from b6. All right, so he tries a normal move. h5 is okay, you know. h3, he took in g4, And now he played a little bit too much. He overstepped a little bit the limits, you know. It's a nice try, but it's not necessary.
It seemed like a good attack here.
Yeah, the normal move here was rook d8. After rook d8, it's slightly better for white, but nothing special. You know?
Not to change the rooks?
Yeah, I mean, he's still in defensive here, black, you know, but nothing special. If you trade one more piece, you can never lose even by this high level, you know.
Yeah.
And after knight d4, again, the position is a little bit complicated, you know. White can play. So now on a6, okay. So after a6, rook d2, it seems that white wants to defend, but he's preparing something tactical on the other side later on, you see. Rook d2 is a good, and so he comes back. He realizes he doesn't have anything here with rook h2. He goes back. Okay.
But rook h1.
Why? King c2. Okay. King
C2.
And he prepares to come back later with the 3 pawns against 2 pawns. You know, this is white's idea. The majority on the queen side, you know, for the endgame. Any endgame is better for white because it has majority on the other side, you know. So we don't have yet the endgame. It's middle game here.
Yeah.
So before, okay. So he waits again. Petrosian always plays like this, especially here, you know. He realizes the fact that he overstepped a little bit the limit and he prepares the defense. Okay, before, all right, knight b3, he prepares again, I told you, he prepares the idea to come with the 3 pawns against 2 and some good attacking chances. In some moment, we'll see the difference, good knight against the, you know, not bad bishop, but the bishop is only, you know, having us 2-3 cases to defend, nothing else, you know. So, okay, king b2. Now we see that small difference. Even if it seems that white has a small weakness in c3, it's not real. It's not really a weakness. And he prepares quickly to play a4, a5 in one moment, or a4, b5. Two ideas, you know. So, okay, rook c4. Now, again, it seems very good for black. I mean, very active. But again, he has to realize that white is better and he has to defend very precisely here, you know, with black. Okay, rook. So he continues the plan, a4. Little by little, e5. Okay, so after e5, he wants to put the rook in a4. But white is coming, you see, after. It's move by move.
Where to put it?
a4, yeah.
Here, f4.
And he attacks 2 pawns in g4 and f2.
Yeah.
That's the idea, you know. So, okay, a5, very good move. Now we have to put back the bishop in a7 because otherwise it comes with the knight in c5 and, you know, too much. For instance, bishop d8. Bishop d8 is very bad because of knight c5 and, you know, is almost lost for black. Or he could play also queen d5, also very strong move. Complete initiative after queen d5. You have to move back the rook in c8 because otherwise you lose a piece. You know?
Yeah.
So, okay, after bishop a7, queen d3, very strong. So now what to do? What did he play? Rook takes rook f4. Okay.
Yes.
Rook f4.
He didn't.
So now he didn't take in
G4.
Yeah, because if he took him g4, yeah, if I remember, it was like this: rook takes g4. Yeah?
Yes.
And now very, very unpleasant b5. And what to do here? After b5, he's probably lost for black. Because the rook is out of play. This is the problem, you know. Now you have to take him b5. Very unfortunate, because if you don't play like this, he pushes b6 and you lose the bishop.
Yes.
Tempo, you know.
Yes.
And now when you take, he takes back with the queen, and now he threatens decisively rook d7. If he arrives in d7, you can resign.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
yes.
This is the threat, you know. You see, little by little, but in a few moves, it's finished, you know, for black, you see.
Yeah.
The initiative, very strong initiative against the king.
And the rook is far away.
Out of play. The rook is out of play, yeah.
Yeah.
So he played rook f4, but he realized that it's very dangerous, but it was too late here, you know. So rook f4, f3. It seems that he's defending the last weakness. Okay.
But here is not the same. If cannot also push here.
No, it's not the same because the pawn from f2 is attacked. if you lose the pawn from f2, you have to trade the rooks, and then you don't have attack anymore, you know.
Yes.
So black can save the game, you know.
Yeah.
So f3 is excellent move, of course. Everything on white, you know. So everything is defended, and he prepares the last blow, you know. Now he wants to play b4, b5. Here he understood the danger, but it was too late, you know. So he played e4, he took with the rook, and now again, rook h2. He's preparing to give one check in h8. Terrible, you know, if he arrives there, it's terrible. So bishop e3, it seems the only good move, you know. And now
for the king,
I mean, has time to move the king, you know, somewhere. And queen d5, centralizing the queen. The position, especially in time trouble, is lost for black here, you know. It's very, very unpleasant to play such a position. Against Spassky, against anybody very strong, is very unpleasant, probably lost already. So he gives the possibility to play a very, very beautiful game until the end, you know. So, okay, check, he goes back, and now queen back, and now what did he play here? Queen e4, rook e4. And now the last blow, b5, rook g8, pardon, rook g8, and bishop g5. The last mistake, because the bishop is far away now, you see.
Yeah.
It's not controlling anymore the cases, you see. And the attack is coming. After knight d4 is too much, you know. The 3 pieces against the king is too much. You see, finally. Bishop e3, and that gives the possibility to have a very nice end, you know. Everything is forced. Now b5, now you have to take in d4, because if you take in b5, is almost mate after knight takes b5 check. So he took with the bishop. No?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yes.
And now queen takes d4 check first. You have to take and b6 mate.
Oh, sorry. Yes. So he took.
You take and b6 mate.
Yes. Nice.
Yeah. You see, very nice attack. No, finally.
Yeah.
It seemed the position more or less even all the time, but very tactical, you know. And in such a position, the initiative is always decisive. If you have a very strong initiative, you win. Especially if you play like this high level, you know. Spassky doesn't forgive such a position, you know. But very beautiful example, you know. Even against Petrosian, who defended, you know, exceptionally well, you know.
Yeah, that bishop was...
Yeah, he wanted too much, I tell you. If he played normally rook d8, probably the game would be even, you know, and I don't know, draw or not, but even, you know. But after rook h2, he provoked too much. He lost a tempo, 2 tempos, he didn't choose the right plan finally, and so, and it was too much.
Beautiful.
Yeah.